And speaking of safety and speaking of rights, more than 100 people came out to stand on Notre Dame Avenue earlier today. This was yesterday on Sunday, to show their continued support for Ukraine. So if you saw more than 100 people standing in downtown on Notre Dame Avenue, that was why. So Peter Bodnar described it as a neighborly display. And this is kind of our way as a Sudbury community of saying, we're here. We covered this last week. We're willing to take people, family members, refugees. We're ready to do our part and be good neighbors, essentially. That's what a community is about. And we have people, many Ukrainians, both immigrants and natural-born Canadians that are of Ukrainian descent, in the Sudbury community. So this is our way of saying, we're here, we're ready to support.
There were, what, over 100 people that were there to show their support?
Yep.
And you were there as well, right? Like you were kind of going through the area at the time, and you saw it. Mm-hmm. How did it look?
To me, I didn't exactly know what it was at the time. Even as up to date on things as I am, I thought this must be some kind of protest or something, but not that it was unruly.
Well, you saw a group of people together.
But a lot of these protests in the last year, they have not been, violent, terrible, picketing kind of protests. These have just been more like a gathering of people, raise awareness, and that's kind of what this was. It was more of we're here to show solidarity. They're not necessarily protesting anything.
No. They're supporting.
Yeah, it's just a positive thing. And people would honk as they drove by. I definitely noticed that. People would shout out the window, "We stand with you. We support you." And for the St. Mary's Ukrainian Catholic Church, and the pastor said, that's encouragement for us. It's very hard to go through life without good neighbors. And I just think it's a positive thing.
Definitely is.
Not that we need one of these every day, but it's encouraging to know that people are still caring, because sometimes in the news things come and go, the news cycle, and the Ukrainian-Russian conflict is ongoing.
Yeah, and it's showing solidarity, and the fact that we can still do that here is good. And when you were driving by, you didn't know what everyone was honking about, right? So
no, but it seemed very positive to me.
Yeah,
and it seems overwhelmingly the Sudbury community is in favor of Ukraine, supporting Ukraine, wants to do it. So it's not a divisive issue.
I know Billy was telling me the other day that he was at the Ukrainian hall here in town, and he enjoyed some of their homemade pierogies.
Delicious.
I know.
Yeah. And
so many, things that we've been able to enjoy here in this community from Canadian Ukrainians, that they are a huge part of this community. Not only the pierogies, but their culture as well. And I have some friends too that they are from Ukrainian heritage and salt of the earth people. For
sure. Yeah, I know myself. I have ancestors from Poland. Brothers, sisters with Ukraine.
Mm-hmm. So
definitely,
for sure.
Definitely feel solidarity.
That's where a lot of the refugees are currently, right?
Exactly. So basically neighbors, right?
Mm-hmm. Good neighbors.